Okay. Into once again, in Sema Obibiara when share on this particular platform, a Pinaxtv. So today, and this particular year, meet Maka say a year, most of us in Rebecca say a bad year, because aside from the fact that we are losing prominent people, or more a year very notable, Ghana no, Kamiako say day in day out no. Kwano moko anasa omuja kwan e watias for asase so breaking news abeka en sasisia confirmed if the camp of Kwadwo Safo apostle Kwadwo Safo Kantanka oda sa eku ana sorry na no me no ka say news abeka en sa confirmed party say apostle Kwadwo Safo Kantanka me no ka say he is dead. Now this particular breaking news came as a shock because a lot of people did not realize all along, in some manner, any nam above 10 videos, papa no, nan home fa no, ebi mukras na pandehu because Obeka say way back in August information about na part say Safo Kantanka ne webu echi no ene ebusuafo de information about say no credit. That was way back in August. But then me no kasa no family no the family of Apostle Kwadwo Safo Kantanka ene asori oda no Kwadwo Safo omode a lengthy press release aba omode aba normal part say papa oda ya one sorry. Now you better go into the details of it because we need to know exactly what really happened. We say owudie adaman sanko mu obi abeko, but then the way and manner and which are no yebeko no and ya me no yenim. So we will also be getting into the details of it about saying and papa owu sa nankofo nim hu sem ana big questions. I think that ultimately at the end of the day was say yeba na share na si ebija ni chi kwan papa swa ni aye pepepe. Now let's pick this particular news from Ghana Web, because Ghana Web na sisi ame no ka say they are confirming say information na be come on sa confirmed purchase Apostle Kwadwo Safo Kantanka me no ka say on kai home. Now omo the press statement be aba and I said press release be aba sene be ya enkoye so Sunday no patutu any abetan ye kan sema say bi you inimunity no. We'll put this particular whole press release on the screens near reading it together, and we are learning so this particular press release no nipa nensa say lawyer Adwoa Safo. So we'll be looking into that very well. And also the way forward now for Kwadwo Safo, what would they do now? Because omupeni pa or you're very notable or you're very popular with Fimwa, what is the way for the church? What is the way for the people? And also in and in a legacy of DV I can say so just last week muho and I'm who say Kantanka ka trim. So Ghana your first own company etimi manufacture cars Krumha, and our first local manufacturing companies a manufacture car very profitable, and I say a born home modern Bitimaka say Safo Kantanka and a pioneer this particular thing, and for generations and generations he will be remembered as a remarkable person who always had a Ghana on his heart. So quickly yebeko ni akwahwe nsema edano, because we need to know exactly where all of this is heading and answer how this particular news even came and even what really killed him. Was it a natural death or whatever? So quickly the idea two screens nsema Ghana Web for a posty or say breaking news: Apostle Kwadwo Safo Kantanka is dead. So Ocean here ewa hasia news are about so Apostle Dr. Kwadwo Safo Kantanka, celebrated man of God, technological innovator, philanthropist, agriculturalist, and also industrialist, popularly known as Kantanka, the African star, has passed away. So Apostle Kwadwo Safo unim na ultimately say apart from everything or inyami nipa, he believed in God, into Kwadwo Safo. Sorry, no aside from that too, or you'll be a believe in technology into a person na or your software technology eba one castle technology and yet technology busum sem AI Illuminati or see they be technology meets God's word because Yankupon wa ma wadwena untimi enye den emfa technology no emba. So clearly no Oshem Brani Omode Bonwa has is a celebrated man of God, technological innovator, or the Niemaba, the landmarks of our time. Nina a kind of philanthropist or a business person, or sounds so a agriculturalist and also industrialist with BB businesses, schools, any other. Diani the friend pa Ewokruma a Kantanka, the African star, and the Ninyom neighbor, Onyami show me, we show my Ghana. Aha, let's say, or Babe Keka, Nyama pa Africa, Yawo, Sape Pepe. The Safo, or say, or Charles, the Safo family and the Kwadwo Safo church confirmed that Apostle Safo died peacefully on Thursday, September 11, 2025. So, or more parties say, Wuna and Neno Aba, Yenina Ekan 17, and yes, Ebia and Ena Eba. 3 days ago, an Apostle Kwadwo Safo Kantanka, we peacefully, when if ye, or much maybe we almost peacefully. Thursday, September 11th, okay, 9/11th, and America for attack Nisi. Unfortunately, no, that was the same time Apostle Kwadwo Safo Kantanka so the 9/11 date, Almost also catch say Romans 14 verse 8 was cited in family statements for if we live unto the Lord, and if we die unto the Lord. So basically, normal parties say Apostle Kwadwo Safo Kantanka oko, but then okono or parties say owua Nyankopon our friends we need to rather celebrate him and continue the legacy. In a statement signed by his daughter Adwoa Safo, former MP for Domikwabenya, the family described him as a gallant son whose legacy and persona were shaped by his life struggles, dreams, and unwavering commitment to excellence. The family has requested the public respect for their privacy during the period of mourning. Details regarding the burial and funeral arrangement to be shared in the coming days. So the family is saying, Apostle Kwadwo Safo omuhu ni say obia oye a gallant son. Say oba okun oye ding. Sabe pepe obia ni so ehye obia owo ni so ade hunu. Every good thing biano they describe Apostle Kwadwo Safo Kantanka as having that particular qualities. Now, among parties a letter by detailing the death of Safo Kantanka no. Nipa Nensa Eshase Adwoa Safo happened to be the daughter. Now, Oshe a statement now I see now. They even gave a press release, a family press statement. As our family press statement or Mumeki, they were basically giving the reason why this happened. To say for immediate release, the passing of Apostle Dr. Kwadwo Safo. Into when a official press release, our family members or Modeba. Also with profound sorrow and deepest grief, the Safo Kantanka and the Kwadwo Safo Church announces the peaceful passing of Ghana's beloved man of God, the greatest technological icon, philanthropist, agriculturalist, and industrialist popularly referred to as Kantanka, the Africa star. Our dearest father passed away peacefully on Thursday, 11 September 2025. Romans 14 verse 8 states, if we live unto the Lord. We live to the Lord, and if we die to the Lord. Apostle Safo was a true genius, the beacon of hope for many, a father of the fatherless. Ghana has indeed lost a gallant son and a true legend. His unique persona was shaped by his life struggles, dreams, resilience, courage, determination, and dedication to his calling and conviction. During this time of grief, we humbly request the general public to respect our privacy or the privacy of the family and loved ones. The burial and funeral arrangement shall be duly communicated in coming days, and this was signed by Adwoa Safo. So clearly, you could see clearly say in this particular briefing and the news are airborne. They are confirming say Apostle Kwadwo Safo Kantanka. Minoka saying he is dead. Now, a video of which this particular video happened to be one of the very last moments Apostle Kwadwo Safo Kantanka he was seen in this year. He was strong, he was okay, but apparently not papa age actually. Yeah, Babaka Adwoa Safo so became seen be earlier and later earlier this year on how Ghanaians treated, especially MPP ganged up against her father. But before then, you can share the last ever recorded video of Safo Kantanka before his passing. Okay, so that was the last ever recorded video which was cited of a apostles Safo Kojo Kantanka. Na some di kan di tuja no ne baba Adwoa Safo or den simi be tuja. According to her no ebra ne papa oyare a oda yare mpaso no ni old age no na se odi yaw pa e wo how MPP4 ede ne fast. According to her no ebra na MPP4 before MPP4 be bas na papa na sacrifice a lot to make a MPP come to power. But it's so shocking and say a bra MPP4 bar power no. They did everything in their possible best to take on this man and destroy his business. And according to him, no, a idea papa no forever and ever no. And ya ye pa yanko video ye ba ebe to aso.
And the daho. And NDC for bano. Kwana ko fa never ye ya opeso de. Ah, I didn't buy a match me or from me who was the largest constituency. Once I could go back and say I was saying check constituency in a man. It's a car, me one son of my seat in a breath a Rasha Begum a bear a manuku. And you'll be a cow, a apostle naka. Namushan the new dinner born in other idea Moja Namin. Me Moja Nim Mutami and Sure Neba. We saw for Moja Nam Womu. There be you. Into town who ye when you know now banal person better report and I catch it and say I'll have Dr. Mahmoud about me not till the bear beer you didn't cock back up penal and no yes why was he at the bono into Dr. Mahmoud Baumiano Ghana for yen penal into Yanko for before from ra Kwame Bosom when you are calling prince Bosom when you are calling prince and you report directly to the executive power. It is a power from above. And I Kwame near Yemi Yakrani said, be seen now on my walk. I can yet wafa who, Yanya she who. Ya boo boo no near trouble at home, and the daho. And this is Wabano. Kwana never in your person. Ah, as I didn't buy a match me or from me who was the largest constituency. Once I could go back and say I was saying check constituency in a man. It's a car, me one son of my seat in a breath a Rasha Begum a bear a manuku. And you'll be a cow, a apostle naka. Namushan the new dinner born in other idea Moja Namin. Me Moja Nim Mutami and Sure Neba. We saw for Moja Nam Womu. There be you. Into town who ye when you know now banal person better report and I catch it and say I'll have Dr. Mahmoud about me not till the bear beer you didn't cock back up penal. And no yes why was he at the bono into Dr. Mahmoud Baumiano Ghana for yen penal into Yanko for before from ra Kwame Bosom when you are calling prince Bosom when you are calling prince and you report directly to the executive power. It is a power from above. And I Kwame near Yemi Yakrani said, be seen now on my walk. I can yet wafa who, Yanya she who. Ya boo boo no near trouble at home, and the daho. And this is Wabano. Kwana never in your person. Ah, as I didn't buy a match me or from me who was the largest constituency. Once I could go back and say I was saying check constituency in a man. It's a car, me one son of my seat in a breath a Rasha Begum a bear a manuku. And you'll be a cow, a apostle naka. Namushan the new dinner born in other idea Moja Namin. Me Moja Nim Mutami and Sure Neba. We saw for Moja Nam Womu. There be you. Into town who ye when you know now banal person better report and I catch it and say I'll have Dr. Mahmoud about me not till the bear beer you didn't cock back up penal. And no yes why was he at the bono into Dr. Mahmoud Baumiano Ghana for yen penal into Yanko for before from ra Kwame Bosom when you are calling prince Bosom when you are calling prince and you report directly to the
So breaking news Abekanyensa once again so we'll join here Apostle Kwadwo Safo Kantanka Menoka say he is dead. You can news soon, baby, making sure the news will be available soon on our platform. Young concern for Froso. Me okay say, yesterday we gave you an update. Update here the Breo and Nedano. It was about the whole political landscape changing in Ghana. That papaya the picture at that screens no so no. For those of you among them near friend Martin Kebu. Before Muhammad's inception, no papaya no part said we need Muhammad back because Muhammad 8 years now or in opposition. He's learned his things and also no paper neton issue nyansa. So he believes that Muhammad is in the best position to lead the country. But then 8 months down the line, what we are seeing right now is that this particular man is saying, Mahama is weaponizing the justice system. Now, this same man, Martin People, a friend is saying, defended the constitutional and as the removal of the Chief Justice, Madam Getru Tokonu. But now, no party say, Sena Niema Kono, it is quite evident, say, the MPP, the NDC, is using or weaponizing the whole justice system against their political enemies. Now, Odinsan Betuja during Abronye's capture and subsequent detainment again. Now, we gave you an earlier update. Say Martin Pebu said he doesn't want to be part of this particular government if John Dramani Mahama and his Attorney General and the UCO and the IGP will continue arresting people and refusing to give them bail for a little charge, the misdemeanor charge. Now, yesterday, Martin Pebu again retreated. San seminar beam all parties said, Ebra Urizi alarm. Say, Niema kosono, ni enje hon any ade no. We who say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, it is said with no, itia with no party say, yes, indeed. At the end of the day, they are doing something about it, and then they want to assure on person catch a Ghana funya and say yes, ebi o ma sheda and ebi a mudi teni yenya bema your friend is saying Abronye, and they are going to release him, and Mahama in his own power is going to do everything to release him by Monday. Share in some or the tuja at the end of the day, you better also because in some night and the brown riding on this particular platform. No, once again, a dossier.
This is not what we voted you guys to come into office to do, and I made that point clear. I was here saying, hey, let JM come. NDC, MPP had lost the plot. Let NDC come. And then less than 1 year, you're beginning this way. No. You will be sure that we will soon move out our support if you are hard of hearing, if you can tone deaf. But I don't think we'll get there. No, we'll not get there. Once Dr. Ayine is stepped in, I believe he will do us proud.
I see. You say Pebo number 4 deals with this.
Yeah, look, Monday, the fact that the judges are adjourned for a week doesn't mean they have to wait for a week. Even if they want today. But of course, because I can imagine that negotiating and doing certain things will take some time. So for me, Monday is a good day. But if today, they even want today, this afternoon, whether midnight, whatever time, it can be done. Tomorrow, it can be done. Because the courts have made it clear that they will sit any day. Even when the judicial staff are on strike, they are not working. The court can sit. That's Pebu number 4. So, right. And that's development. That is development. The development starts with our mindset. It's not about hospitals and roads alone.
So that was a lawyer Martin Kwibu in Sema Odebetuja or Pache said, government of Ghana needs to do what is right. And according to him, what is right in this particular regard is releasing Abronye, because untimi enchu be on the premise and nipano can be and I say adena okan and yet fine, that itself can be considered a crime. Okay, but then nipana also waka 7 no what the na courts. Now at the end of the day, charges are the born no kama yintia was misdemeanor. If it is misdemeanor, why on earth are you keeping the person? That is the whole argument. Lawyer Martin Kwibu say NDC for everything should say the MPP for the year ama governor and no former chief justice how omudi arrest ama governor and no they are doing the same thing. And according to lawyer Martin Kwibu Opache say so I'm sorry ankasa echina so ebeyo no na ye on one shot obi entwitwa the end no. And according to him no Attorney General Ayini a confirm say yes. The Justice Department, which is being led by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, basically an action say, and yes, it is a fact say they want to step in this particular case, and then what they want to do is simple. They want to make things right. As early as Monday, we should be expecting the release of a year Bema Abronye. Also no, me no can say NDC form pennyful be so ababe kasa or more patches say Martin Kpebu. If this is his argument, then he's right. One of the things you have to notice that Martin Kpebu have been very consistent with his criticism. I didn't hear AIA, AB. Now, once again, Nipa or the same way ebe tuja one of NDC faithfuls okupimo ewo program as or patches say who be here say yebebo lawyer Martin Kpebu abaso because he's been very consistent. Nipa American say me Godwin Edwoji Tamaklu or patches say NDC through His Excellency John Dramani Mahama they can confirm on authority say in Semnon or Mama order say Abronya should be released by Monday and could see somewhere by Petuaso.
I think it's only fair that I acknowledge my senior brother Martin Kpebu for his consistency. Much earlier I was listening because I was listening on radio.
That's true.
When he made his initial comments relative to the issues about arrests, detention, refusal of bail, and others. I think his consistency is admirable.
Indeed.
In every society, particularly democratic as we have it, you need gadflies like Kpebu to consistently give the horse a bit of a stink to keep it, moving. What I find troubling is when I listen to people like Godfrey Adame and co pontificate on due process, the rule of law, among others. Their experience is extremely horrible. It's a past that we should never go back. Because you see, I've always maintained I've been a man, like you say, a man in the arena in some of these matters. And I saw how the law was weaponized to achieve certain outcomes that were extremely troubling. Thankfully, relative to the matters involving Abronye, the government of Ghana has nothing to do with it. If you look at the charge sheet, it has to do with the fact of maybe the IGP and some other issues emanating from that. But what we will not take is moral lessons on how the law should work from the likes of Godfrey Adame and co. I mean, I do not want to go to the past and trying to revive some of this conversation.
Please do. He has to be punished for it.
To revive some of this conversation. But you see, Martin's advocacy on the issues of bail to the point of even going to the Supreme Court, particularly following the decision in Goldman, where more or less the court took a position that bail for certain offense is non-bailable and others. And getting the same court to intervene again to say that, you know what, we think with the benefit of hindsight, all offenses should be bailable. Unless, of course, the bail conditions and others. I remember vividly, there was a guy, and I'll tell you the story. There was a guy who was my party member. Then he had done a video. And in the video had, made certain comments against IGP Dampare. And the Minister of Interior, what's the name? The last Minister of Interior, Henry Quarty. Quickly, they issued a statement for his arrest and declared him wanted. So as usual, Director Legal there, I was approached. Then I said, look, on these matters, you are better off going to the police than being arrested. At least when you get arrested, it affects your bail application and others. So I spoke to the family that wherever he is, he should be allowed to go to and got him a lawyer. The guy went to the police and they arrested him and detained him. All attempt to get him bail became a problem because he had threatened Dampare. Immediately, he was processed for court. Remember, we approached the judge in open court for bail. And so this young man, upon hearing his name, he himself walked to the police. If he wants to run away, he wouldn't have come. So on these grounds, he should be granted bail. The judge refused. At that time, Godfrey Adame was the Attorney General of the Republic. He was the Attorney General, and he knew what was going on. You know what the judge even told her? That he won't grant bail, and that he will do expeditious trial.
Jesus Christ.
And guess what? Because of the schedule, because of election, I pleaded with my senior, Francis Xavier, to help with the defense. Guess the judge was doing the trial every day. There are times my senior, Francis Xavier, will be late. The judge will ask the accused person to defend himself.
Hey.
And sometimes tell him, do the cross-examination yourself. Until she ended up convicting him for 4 years. Yes, my branch executive in Suutum this year. Godfred was the Attorney General. They just said no bail, not even with this one that the day is given, you know, it will be reconsidered and all of those things. He's around. It was just until 4 years. It's just until recently that we did bail pending the appeal, that it was considered and he was granted bail. This is a horror that we've had to endure over the period. So sometimes when I see the pontification, yeah, I agree. Why would you use bail as a tool for punishment? What if at the end of the day you find a person not guilty? What would have been the end when you have already kept the person? But the lessons we will not take from people who want to tell us what the law should be today. When we look at their horrible record, I personally, I don't even have an opinion on these matters because
So that is it. That is it in summer air cost. But then if you are joining us, breaking news, I be kind send you kind you know. And it's Apostle Kwadwo Safo Kantanka. He is dead. So, so joining here, maybe the title kind of pulled you in focus. Okay, and go for idea no more Sunday and patutu ya yesro eyampa. We are learning and it's being confirmed. Yes, Adwoa Safo no ankasa and a day information ebe two job parties and papa ewu. Now, according to her, ni papa ewu Thursday, almost specified time. Almost say Thursday na papa ewu ye, and almost say a natural course. It's a brunica a natural course. Basically, also who say wuda ubuye no. Yeah, dear, I say ubia a natural death. But then also no, Adwoa Safo Kantanka ankasa and Adwoa Safo ene baba our lawyer the same baba betuja say e bra na papa tiase no. Amanfo bi tiny ni amanfo bi ye niemi bi na eye ne papa ye pa. But then ultimately no ene ye bi CC Safo Kantanka on kan hu bi ewatias for asase. So so sad the level and I say baby ayedu. But then what we can see right now is that Nyankopon onfa nekra NC ye and ultimately one of the things to bit maka say Safo Kantanka was a personal or inspire a lot of change in the country or your innovator or you be to say wabua in many fronts we can see on authority say and also we're playing a fair quota and I say he's paid his fair dues to the development of this country. I remember Rawlings era but were very consistent with a whole lot of technological innovations no any sema the brem right here on this particular platform. Now let's move on. Me know can say key NDC member Edin Simbiaba Betuja. Now in the wake of the passing of Safo Kantanka no. Also, the NDC is also facing a very stiff controversy and as a scandal about the detainment and as the continuous detention of Abronyem. Another update say Martin Pibuabeka said he was one of the key people who voted pushy say Mahama Embra power, but now no, he wants to pull back if Mahama is going to use the justice system as a weapon to prosecute his political opponents. Now, in aid of this, yesterday program be echo so the Ghana Institute of Management and Professional Administration, is it GIMPA? Even we say GIMPA, but then we are also learning say sorry, GIMPA, Unimag, so Unimag, formerly GIG. Now, this particular program, in Shimudia, both political parties, MPP, NDC, Omushia, so they can anticipate, use poll and data to see where a political party is heading and what they can do. Say you are more tough man, the best sorry to increase their votes. Now, a more and one key MPP, NDC activist, and as NDC person, a dean, the friend, Hamza. Suhuyini. Now, Hamza Suhuyini no name himself or a natural resource climate and environmental governance professional, a member of the National Democratic Congress. He will be or share how climate environment a key member of the National Democratic Congress. Now, Eneda or the Simbe Tuja. Now, this is the second time apart from lawyer Martin People. No, this is the third time because Nipa or this answer no Ebe Tuja first. Fifi Kweti. And a year lawyer Martin Pibu Abeka. So the third person also didn't seem to be able to just say NDC party no 8 months down the line omunyina most members omuri fikra say no more opposition. In 24 will be omubu say atiye ema refie. Until most NDC people right now have forgotten say party within just the last 9 months we were in opposition. And then no your opposition. Any opposition, your opposition, your bemu, intini ebra ya na tete ne kwadanda efe mu nyina ye refi. And sisi a NDC phobia no. It say sikedi dream katasehye pomposity. Na omuri if say 2028 is just around the corner. We don't know if this particular matter no it had to do with John Dramani Mahama himself. But party say a party no NDC party no abaye a party of pride. You could think some we already to dry a bar because there's more to come.
You are not entangled with the business of running a state and also at the same time running a political party. So you have so much time on your hands to do whatever you want to do. So that afforded the National Democratic Congress in opposition to be able to work, to brand, to rebrand, and become appealing to many of you seated here. It is not because the NDC is a superior brand. It is not because when it comes to ideas, we are far better than any other political party in this country. It was simply because we had time on our hands and we used it effectively. We didn't use it hounding each other. From day one, when His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama lost the 2016 elections, we went back to work. And sometimes when I listen to the NPP, I wonder whether they have lost sight of that blueprint of the National Democratic Congress. Have they forgotten? And this is free consultancy. The unity works we had to embark from 2017. Have they forgotten? The blueprint is there. It is not the intention of many of us. I'm a proud member of the National Democratic Congress, but I sincerely do not think that the NDC alone winning elections in this country for ages is what this country needs. I believe that we need a very vibrant opposition party that is equally capable of taking over power from the National Democratic Congress. So they need to go back to their blueprint. It's very, very important. Then they can at least tease it in a way that works for them, not to start this unfortunate approach of top-bottom approach. Very strange. If you ask me, I've done political science from first year to level 400 University of Ghana. I proceeded to do it in international political economy, where at least I gathered some reasonable research and participated when it comes to political activities. This, though is branded as novel, is quite strange. And I wonder how that can excite your political party base to be part of any agenda to reform at the base. And yes, leader says it. Again, look at the table. I didn't want to agree with him on this subject, but I'm forced to. Look at the high table. If we were to turn back the hands of time, about 6 months ago, this high table would have been full of NDC big names. That is how we lose power. Today, look at the table. I can count about 3 people, active members of the National Democratic Congress. Only 2 of us are from the NDC side. Unfortunately, we are not even holding titles in government. That's how you get detached from the very people who gave you their mandate. This is how it starts. So when he made the statement that we have started losing it, it is a statement of fact. It's not propaganda. And they have started regrouping. It's quite clear. That's why he's at the time, even as minority leader, he's here. So whilst they are starting to make baby steps forward, we are competing with ourselves to run back from the very gains we choked in the last election. Unfortunate, but that is the reality.
So, uti nsema okan ya or say unfortunately, sa table na anka formally NDC bigwigs ye program be to know how politically how the party is going and how the party can secure power and can be nkofo bebree say omo table no so. But today you don't see anyone. And one more meet omo hono crown omunye MPs, omunye ministers. And then all of a sudden, there was super majority. And until you really feel your boss, we forgotten the core mandate and Ghana for at the NDC for a share so I'm the NDC for sharp. And that is a very big issue. Now, one of the things to are very prevalent in all of this. Air patch say, MPP for I started making baby steps. You can say baby steps are bofra ne nanti kitten. Uti jobeka so when kusi who kai da be no mbeba sa pepepe. Be baby steps the kitten. Yet ha na MPP for omo baby steps no. Enyimi abeye kese amoma ba power. NDC feelings omo ye too big say dear Ghana for edemo omo no omo refi. And according to him, there are some people within the National Democratic Congress and sheni ya Ombeye what we call in Chi Okunfu Donfo. They will be the downfall of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and the administration. This coming from Professor Anasa Mr. Hamza. As to whether this whole thing, at the end of the day, it is going to bring any difference, and I say the NDC is going to take note. We live to see, because Mitimaka said, "Neno die in regards with Abronya case, I can confirm on authority say updates be eba updates are eba no na or more parties say they are ready. The NDC is ready to make sure say at the end of the day they will work on the issue. So definitely sema koso you need DHI we are watching what is really going on. But once again, so we'll join here live on this particular platform. Breaking news, Abeka inside parties Apostle Kwadwo Safo is dead. So that is one of the things koso. All right, so you'll be moving on to other crucial matters right here on this particular board, because definitely there are a lot of things I will say you come. Now, moving on to this particular update, so Menoka say a key me no ka say sisi no a key National Democratic Congress, one of our most supporters at the Simbi Ababe Tuja. Now, it is very rare for you to see, say, people usually come out against His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. But Kamiako say it's like people are saying, say, we've had enough. Now, lady in some of the Ababe Tuja or patches says, see, I know John Dramani Mahama, we are Dani Ghana into a one-party state. Because abronye in Sema or Kano, it doesn't even warrant his arrest. There are issues that are very key issues that the government should be focusing on. Still, prices of goods and commodities are strong. Aside from that, too, lawyer Fanny Neman said and Kuyisa, but a Ghana for a mouth the benefits of the doubt. And Mahama, a Mranka also the yard pan, Mahama and Nam, and I'll say, we against me channel. Now, you share this particular video, Embra, ye bar. This same Professor Hamza, ye can kuti no. Also, asansu ni sembia babe tuja se abro nyanka sankasano. Chine ya chino, judge no woman, send issue biya eba against His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. We need to take that judge in question. Because judge no or chair the position be say Ghana no all of us are equal before the law, but not all of us are equal before the law and are in the law. Yen share video here by also.
Just look at what is happening in America today. Kirk was gunned down at the age of 31. Somebody took his life away because of freedom of speech. Let them speak, oh President John Dramani Mahama. We did worse. When the NDC was in opposition, I spoke and nobody arrested me. Let them speak, because whatever you are doing today, you will go away and the NDC will suffer for it. Let the masses speak. Let the MPP speak. Give them their voices. Give the masses their voices. So you can learn and take away so much from them. What the fuck is going on here? Why is it so? Are we in a revolution regime? You were voted in to come and change the economy. Look at conflict everywhere. In your own village, there's a fight. We did not even resolve that. We are arresting people to stop talking. What the fuck is going on here? Just look at what is happening in America today. Kirk was gunned down at the age of 31. Somebody took his life away because of freedom of speech. Let them speak, oh President John Dramani Mahama. We did worse. When the NDC was in opposition, I spoke and nobody arrested me. Let them speak, because whatever you are doing today, you will go away and the NDC will suffer for it. Let the masses speak. Let the MPP speak. Give them their voices. Give the masses their voices. So you can learn and take away so much from them. What the fuck is going on here?
Okay, so we apologize for that foul words, but Pacha said, dear Mahama yen yanshini ya, because Mahama we in 4 years no cool, akwesa kuford, we didn't president ni bi. Nipa obe pay back, and as nipa party na womo ombe Mahama the actions ehun so party members. According to lady no ebra na MPP war power. Yetimi di akufo adu atema di ni be nyina atem yanchi obi a okroma. Said there are some instances ye chichenko for. But the Mahama no sisi no, instead of him to focus on issues like be here. Wa ukrom no border. Na no yesi Ghana for. Oma kwa Cote d'Ivoire to seek asylum. Omo omukro omote sokra ya bitu omo. Indra sin ye di abit ebre ono. Ghana your border with Burkina Faso ye paga. Burkina Faso for a closing it down say any container above 54 feet is not entering their country. There were issues but then we have a foreign minister who is involved or who is so much fixated on the Israel-Palestinian Qatar conflict, Gaza and stuff. Yes, that is what a minister no. Instead of him to focus on and he's focused on those issues. And our party say Mbwa. Na sana medikan kano medikan editu jano. Judge na odi ejinimu anase ojinemu ama eyeda abronye case no. Any simpeniphobia aba beka say Mahama enim ho hwe. In fact, as it is now, no party say Mahama doesn't even know say abronye kra no say bi ya che no ne ade. Now the issue is that judge no and they using your own discretion that all Mahama problems. Because judge you know say Mobeka say not all men are equal before the law, but not all men are equal. No. Like, what are you trying to say? Say IGP no any person will be a video way of Mr. Hamza and somebody to share to us.
On the issue of the arrest of party functionaries, I think that I agree with you totally that the decision of the trial court judge, especially in the Abronya case, defies every logic and every legal principles that I have come into contact with as a young lawyer. That point must be made. That decision, when I read it last night, I was embarrassed by that decision, especially as a government spokesperson. I simply it didn't just sit well with me. I tried to look for justification behind such a decision, but I simply couldn't. But this is why I disagree with leader. Many of you in your social studies class, you know the difference when it comes to separation of powers and the different arms of government. The judiciary is on its own. The executive is on its own. The legislature is on its own. And this government promised a reset. It may be difficult for many of you to agree that we are not interfering when it comes to the functions of the judiciary. But I can tell you with all sincerity and certainty, based on where I sit, that we are doing everything within our power not to interfere when it comes to the functions of the judiciary and how they go about their judgments. And so this judgment that was released yesterday is nothing but a poor decision emanating from one of our arms of government, which is the judiciary. The very reason why the National Democratic Congress, under His Excellency President John Evans Atta Mills, made a promise in opposition to reset the judiciary. And if you read the judgment fully, you see, we are having to deal with the effects of the bad political interventions of the last regime. In 8 months, we may not be able to cure all that, but we are doing our best. And this judgment is one of the effects of the last 8 years. If you read the judgment, the same judge alluded to the fact that in 2023, he remanded an NDC activist for insulting Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo as president of the Republic of Ghana. That same judge. And many of us in the NDC then condemned him for that action. It is that same judge who remanded the Woundme presenter. I'm sure you guys have read it. So in his mind, what he did, and he was hailed under Nana Addo, he can be forgiven to think that this government will also hail him. So when I read the judgment, I saw it more as self-serving agenda to force down a consistency narrative down our throats to defend. And that is not why the NDC won power. The NDC did not win power to continue the perpetuation of illegality as far as our law courts are concerned. So my dear brothers and sisters, like leader said, the judgment is bad, but when you read it or you hear them make commentary about it in the media, remind them that these are still the negative legacies of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
Let's round up.
So that was it in Sema Papa no editu jam. Now, on the case, still on the issue of Abronye, no, there are questions among for ABSA say, okay, see NDC for the argument about Betuja say, this whole issue also Abronye arrest near the no judge no, and I say or pese or use law no, and I say or ye be at the end of the day no, ebema NDC one basem. People are now blaming the judge. Me know can say Samson Lathy who happened to be news for a host. Or the in Sembia Babe to just say, what it in some say, I said this particular person I can answer no. Nipa ya can answer me, you know, a judge in question or say, oh ma abronye bill no. What it will be say as a judge no, ye consider no for promotion. according to him. What it say as a judge no ye consider no for a certain promotion until ono na dream money there adina oyen or ye ne pap or ye ne papi mu anase or ye ejuma asebiu aden de be promoting na bibisa na or the same way ko tuja once again a allegation until him if any say consider for promotion and I say consider for promotion. But then also no, I don't think say you saying say yeah consider will be for promotion a bonnet and I say bonnet because he can be considered for promotion for various reasons. But then you could see in sema a something ladi or the tuja because I say or the tuja people are questioning say if this particular judge in question or if you see a bronye bill, if it is true for any reason say he is indeed being considered for a promotioner, then any the Brunibeka say, I didn't know all year no ninsa she bibim. What I say, aha, obit me cry lady said there's a quid pro quo factor here. It will say Samson Ladi, who is a lawyer, said the judge who presided over Chairman Abronye's case has applied to get a promotion and has been shortlisted to the High Court. Yes, this is allegations are all can. Anyways,
but I'm holding you to just a minute each on the issue about this judge, Samuel Akwa, Bright Akwa, right, who has been refusing to grant Abronye bail.
Samson, for me, it's not about whether he granted bail or not. I already don't think that this case merited this energy resources from the state. It could have been done simpler with a clear publication and instruction and warning. But for a judge to write a judgment and suggest in there or state categorically that we are not all equal before the law, that is disturbing.
It says in practice.
In practice. That is the effect of it. The law and the courts is where we can practice that which we are entitled to. That is it. The courts bring finality to what we can access and not access. So if we can go to the court and the courts think that we are all not equal before the law, how do I ever get this constitutional right of mine ever enforced? Where's my hope? We have opened the door to political and elitism abuse. So if you do not have power, you don't count. But this is not the country we sought to build. That the Constitution clearly states from its start. It is we, the people. For God's sake, that judge and the judicial system must take a proper review of his conduct. I don't know the man. I have no personal problem with anybody. You may have legal reasons why you don't think Abronye should have bail. You understand? For example, the argument about flight risk, he has created a legitimacy for it himself. But to pass such comments which are referable, this is judgment, though. They cannot be the path of our democracy, it can't be the path of our constitutionalism, and it must be condemned by every sound, legal, democratic mind, constitutional mind, legal mind. And I think the Chief Justice should take a particular interest in this matter and review this action. If there's a misconduct on his part, action should be taken. If there's a technical inappropriateness in it, it must be revised. We can't have this sitting anywhere in our judgment because judgments equally become part of our law. Please.
These rulings at the lower court, they don't become part of our law.
So it's from the High Court.
They don't become part of our law.
So when does it become part of our law?
Well, this is a lower court, so it's not referable for any use in any court.
But we can't have some. And you should remember, this is somebody who is supposed to go to the High Court. True or false?
We understand that. Right? We understand that he applied for promotion because he's qualified to go to the next stage, which is the High Court.
Yes.
And that he has gone through the processes, has been vetted, and is part of a short list of about 12 who will soon
go to the High Court,
receive their promotion
to the Superior Court. Can you imagine what is going to happen there if there's orientation of the person going there?
You disagree with his orientation? Yes.
Do you agree?
You see, when I heard initial comments about what the judge did in court,
also taken aback. I thought the judge did not rely on any previous decision or had just used his own personal idiosyncrasies. And you know that Carl Lewin has said it, the idiosyncrasies of the judge and not any pretensions of the law. It's actually the law. So when I heard that, I said, but why would the judge, and one writer, Kwesi Boche Jr., I said that the judge did not rely on any authority. So when I read the judgment, the judge relied on his own authority. It can be unethical, but he relied on authority and justified the reliance. He said for consistency. And you know...
Is that how to rely on authority?
Well, that's he relied on it.
He didn't refer to any ratio within the...
He said consistency. He said for consistency.
That in 2024 and in 2020, whatever, he has given...
And then he remanded somebody on, for a similar offense. That's what he said. And that did not raise any hue and cry.
Is that how to rely on authority?
But that's what he said. Okay, so for me, I've been wondering, why didn't Abronya's lawyers go to court ready to repeat the application in the High Court? Because we know that the criminal jurisdiction of the Circuit Court is subject to appeal to the High Court. Why didn't they do that? And if you think that this case is a political case, you should have been prepared.
From what you have read,
yes.
Should he be denied bail?
Well,
from what you have read around the case, should he be denied? I want to move on.
So, and I read the judgment, and he relied on Section 96C and A of the Criminal and Other Offences Act. So that also provides a basis for the exercise of his discretion. Whether his discretion is properly exercised or not.
To cool, as he says, cool tempers. The previous one, that's what he did, to cool tempers. Yes, Miracles.
Well, I mean, Council, my IP is 192.38.1.4.5. Because what I'm going to say, I'm not sure how it will be taken.
You don't need to tell it. We know your phone number.
It's okay. My IP is there. So, Council, I think that the IGP should simply stop what he is doing. As we speak, there's a video of the Buakwa North NDC constituency executive on video saying verbatim that he's going to kill the national organizer of the MPP, Nanabi, the minority leader, Afenyo Marken, and others. He's still working freely. Don't waste our time with Abonye saying something to bruise.
Do you think he should work free?
No.
Do you think he should work free?
Who?
The person you just mentioned.
No, I'm just making a point.
No, I'm asking you, do you think that person should work free?
If you threaten somebody, there are laws.
Okay.
If you threaten somebody, there are laws, specific laws, that say that if somebody's lives are threatened, they've already petitioned the IGP. He hasn't acted on it. The IGP has a petition, has a complaint from the people who were threatened.
I thought the petition about Azoka and who has also
that
been
one is also there. No. Did you ever see Azoka's arrest anywhere?
That's what we are told.
It's okay. Let's stick to this one. So that gentleman is working freely. Yes. The IGP went to Boko. His car was shot at in Boko. He hasn't been able to arrest the people who shot his car. His car, the IGP's car, was shot at in Boko. You know what he told them? I beg you, stop fighting. I promise you police recruitment. He should get serious.
But you know that's a different terrain.
No, please, I beg you. But I am only saying that there are more serious, important, critical things to do.
Okay.
Because if you're going to,
it's a minute. We all agreed. The time is gone.
But he used 2 minutes. I timed it.
Yes, Bright. Do you think fairly that from the facts you have gleaned, Abronya should not be granted bail?
From the facts I've gleaned, I think he should have been granted bail because I don't think he's in the position to interfere with the kind of investigations they are talking about. And the only really rational basis for denying bail, in my view, if you want to sum up the current practice, would be that you can interfere with investigations. Do you disagree?
That you are also
or witnesses or
They actually quoted this, interference with investigation.
Yeah, but I'm saying that given the nature of the investigation you're talking about with NIB involved and the rest of it, I don't see I can interfere with it. Yeah. I mean, I just don't see the national...
All right, thank you. It's very important for your audience. As for the judge, we've all read the thing. Everybody in the country is talking about it. I am sure in the next few weeks, he should get his promotion. Because what he wrote, if it's not for promotion, I don't think any judge will write.
I think the decisional...
Oh, I beg you. Let's be factual. That before this case, as we understand, there was a window for people to get promotion.
Oh!
As we understand, please, let's not let's not do this to every situation.
You are sharing information I don't know.
And he was one of the applicants, about 12, who have been shortlisted to get
just swallowing the red herring.
Okay,
throw in the red herring.
Don't do that.
So he's actually awaiting for something.
I'm telling you,
because otherwise, how do you quote a dictator, Idi Amin, in a democratic ruling?
He said Mugabe.
Oh, if the man says something,
Mugabe an example, a good example.
No, please.
So that is in Sema Ekoso. Clearly you could see information at Airbus and Air Party say Ebimo allege say the trial judge in this particular case Kamia Kweye all along and as all these while were apply for a certain kind of promotion or the high courts and as the Supreme Court or whatever you want to put it. So people are alleging say the it could be due to that particular thing. Say you or favor. But in all of these particular cases, definitely there are questions among for Eka say was he a shame? Because if you are arresting someone, it should be because of Nipano IBB and Nipano Odizebi bill I was so money bill. You shouldn't go doing things at the end of the day, it will seem say you I don't know you have an ulterior motive. A banisana, let's say you are making people have that mindset say you are purposefully trying everything in your own possible best to hunt or perhaps go after your political opponent, which is something so that is exactly what is really going on right here in Ghana in regards with this particular issue cost. Now you've been moving on because in Semna kano edos yipa. Moving on, in Sema Babe Tuja Sisian is the former Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Dr. Bawumia. We all know he is moving around in a campaign ahead of the 31st January 2026 MPP flag bearership race. Now, on the Simbia Babe Tuja amount for air party said, Bawumia some of the Babe Tuja no. It is something at the end of the day, we need to look at it carefully. In Semben or the Betuja, according to him, our purchase from 1992, since Ghana a democracy started say FFN, he's noticed and even crying some Mbabeke, according to him, Obia needed in 70 BA in sense somehow or no cano and at the main so maybe cano a cre. What he's saying is that from 1992 till now, Obia the president Biano, the person has been passed a baton, and as the previous administration or pass a baton. And no site is a Jerry John Rawlings. Jerry John Rawlings or your president, Akufo bi di ade no. Nipa no ye ne vice, Tamils. Kufo the baton ne ma Tamils. Tamils ba ye ne vice, John Dramani Mahama. Ebra John Dramani Ebra Tamus ifi mo John Dramani Mahama di ade, but then we realize baton be di John Dramani Mahama nchen. Akufo do be di ade. Akufo do pass the baton to the former vice president John Dramani Mahama. It's according to him Ghana ni me bi wo a ahihya edaho. Some things are there untimi nya ne hwe ahihya edaho, you can't really do anything about it. And one of those things is that before you become a president I will say you the person I will say either say your vice president and I say when I say you pass the baton somehow amount. But you pass the baton somehow amount untimi nya president. Now he was saying this in reference to a recent in Sema the Kini Japan camp. Any idea the omo allergy say papa I say you don't have what it takes to be president or they be. Mona need what it takes to be president. In fact, in Kuti in Sema Bawumia Nkasa Edituja I don't know maybe okunya this particular equation we fear, but according to him it is something which is really working.
Ghana for omo penesa and into na emanisa. Osha Ghana every president here over handing over power or the man will be on the election. Sana from 1992, President Rawlings 2000 over handing over or the man President before on no call contest. President Kufuor over handing over on the man wine at the mills on the local contest. At the mills over handing over on the man wine at Kufuor on the local conference. Now, Kafuor mills over handing mills, sorry. President Kufuor on the man mills of Frimo on the Mahama and a Mahama de Mahai. Akufuado so de Mahai Mahama. Now, 2029, Mahama the Mahai. Mahama the Mahai. They try to presidency. And I am C0llapse over the road. Hey, chat to know to. And yes, chat to know to. I am C0llapse over the road. Yes, C0llapse over the road. And I say, oh, Grandma. You're maintaining Baunia. And yes, because Usha Ghana for Omo Penesa and into Nayamanasa. Usha Ghana every president here over handing over power or the man will be on the election. Sana Evans from 1992, President Lawrence 2000 over handing over or the man wine. President Kufuor or no.
Okay, so according to Bawumia, campaign all year or movie from A to B to C, you know. The Bawumia campaign is preaching this message. Say, Oshe Ghana for ye PBB, ya bema bibi aye tradition, ya bema bibi aye nsanda ho. Say, was say we follow this custom and son or bit my president. And according to him, he checks all the boxes. And it's so strange because Onono hit back at King Japan campaign say they are not selling ideas, but they are attacking Ono Bawumia as a candidate. But Bawumia can say you Ono obeye na womu musumu DH of Masheno, a leader in this particular case, setting an example. No, Ono nya podium no be preaching say me ba me see one came mubiawo baby. Or say, or share the history and the trajectory of Ghana. Ghana for your PBB. Unye vice president, untimi the president. It's no Brian Champion, Kini Japan, in some way. Meanwhile, Nipa on so back this particular case in same way. Young Kasaye Papa, Honorable Osechi Mensabunsu. Honorable Osechi Mensabunsu, somebody about to and say Ghana for winning the ya. You don't even think, say, Mube Jibaton, no. If he Bawumia sim ediama sebi obi ti se Kini Japan ana obi ti se Brian Champion ana so obi ti se Professor Yabedichu because Bawumia ne record no obi ntimi unwavering is unbreakable and ade bia wa ya for history and centuries no we need to study him as a personality you go tin sema Osechi Mensabunsu so the teacher eba to aso
yako abato anyi so anyi no nipa kasa beba so nti nipa ni bi kasa o senia woken percentage no a wonyaye no na enkwanim nti no ye ma no yemfa no nsi woni enkopa nipa from ra obi adwenkyere so na the ana hadwen say analysis omo yes analysis no omo nyini so because Bawumia senior working was a share secret bi so onya 38%. Yeah, but wa senior worker no enuma mu no e kire se wonya 38%, onya almost 42%. President Kufuor the first time or buy it obama no ono onya 39%.
Yeah.
1996.
96, yeah.
So 96 near President Kufuor nyaye. Eni near Mahmoud Bawumia nyaye first time. Eni che Mahmoud Bawumia no kra ne de no mu pagya chain President Kufuor de. Ba Kufuor e de ni ko biu. Esan say ihu say obon homodin bia party ne bon homodin bia Kofo ba first no yenya 61 seats in parliament so so we a percentage na about 30%. What I say? So I'm in 1/3. Ne parliament 200 member seat. MPP for only 61. Na CPP for ni PNC for ewo ho. No mo nsia. And ombe kai ho so mbe say omne eye adwuma bom. And my number 67 a deny NDC the 2/3 majority no. What you say? And no, it be a pain. President Kofo time ye 61 no, the percentage was about 30 point something. Ye 31%. 30.5. Ye 31% in bo. And nay bomia unya almost 42% no. And MPP for omo mrashe be fee no. Aye 31.5. Get okay seats okay MPs no above from there. What you say? Now so relatively no both MPs no ne aye presidential no I was so chair in 1996. Some people argue say a friend is saying President Kofo de no e I feel na party no ba. So nti na party ni could do 50% ni atiaba form. So nti no we can't compare Beomia any a friend is saying any Kofo. Again they get it wrong. Yemfi MPP mukra. Let's get into MPP NDC. Kofo against Rawlings. When Kofo had 39%, Rawlings had 57%, over 57%. And a Mills buy or Tiba 42 or Tiba 43%. What do I say? From 57 to 43%. NDC for no, they didn't throw away Mills under the bus. What do I say? And it's okay, and no. Yes, Akufo-Addo office na anu yi no. Akufo-Addo didn't have 57%. When you're 56, when you're 55, we dropped from the almost 1 million margin, no, about half, 50% within 4 years. That maybe should have indicated to us there was something wrong. So, and again, so often as answer analysis and growth, you know, wrong. So, but yen figures no cremu. Minia, me send na make can say, ye esahini. Ye call esa. Na say nkunimdia ma we da kakra be fa ho. So we da kakra be fa ho. Nti say am for mo can say bia say ni say no bia be omia momo de nsa. No bia na even though in some more can insist so no but anya hwe because one of the was ahene what you say nia e hadwen wo mum and say Adwoa hin 1992 and Adwoa hin bae no so here figures are later commission de my na about 37%. But yeah ni say wo mo MPP for ye dinkunim the runs na chinjim yenza right until we went forward to write the stolen verdict ye dispute too Rollins a letter commission figures of the man Rollins say Rollins are winning can say it wasn't true and then I saw stolen verdict so we thought we had won and we believed we had won now so yango castle no actually say what winning the farmer was say go no share and referee anye you know no was a show 1-0 what you say and to say I share 1-0 you just didn't go and say me can present Kofo and so e baye intino Kofo and so e baye no 1996 anye yi no with the 39% no I want for can e be fa ne ho e be crack can say Kufo asantini kura ntimi ni president man yi take me boy
yeah omokai
yes Kofo no chia kan to hodada se ni se asantini bia tumi ebro otumfo so enti no wo be president wabu nkama fa otumfo so enti asantini bia ntimi nye president Kufo ne breaki sa agents ne ma asantifo say it wasn't true what you say enti Kufo won for us the next 4 years. Kufo free on nyuma na Kufo aye. Nye nim say for the first a bit my breaky too. Some day nam ye campaign ye vuvu zela. Pe ni nim say awoni awie. Ewie no ne say sifom. With the Kufado. And so even though we're not there, margin no crab ben ye no. Hey. Man for twa bi bo no pa. What you say? Any the bar 2012. Anye Kufado won't me win it. He can never win. 2016. Nyamia unim nya wo ye no. O man nsaso no. Tumi nyina brase. Ena Kufado be ye mampani. Ema itimi di nkunimu a na yenya bida with parliamentary seats for Kudu 169. Tiba umiaba anye ya minia nase nipa ni bi ka asem fa no ho a anye hwe se da meka no sa da tie nemum de ha adwen ne ensama ye ka egu no so a anye no kre ene ano ya kasa ba nipa ni bi mu ye ya na ya timdidie finam ya na reho what ya say nsema anye no kre chese nipa ni bi kan bia kra de kusi ne yere so areho se pese ye ka ye to aba ewie ni etimi ka bomu a sane ma no se yefiri ho in fact
so that was in sema ekoswa after Dr. Mahumia Obeka se baton yen pass baton no Osechi Mensa Bonsusu Airport it is the right call. Minuka say, the former vice president of the Republic of Ghana and the sure to win candidate as the flag bearer for the New Patriotic Party, because according to polls, unknown lady currently, Dr. Baumia in Simbia Babetuja. Now you recall say all of these campaigner the question I'm for say when would the MPP, especially Akufo-Addo, apologize to Ghanaians for how he treated us, how our former administration or Ghana for Isua as Omubundua Eshomasum any 11 men pass normal pass it. Doom so cost yes mu timetable. I say ahomaso kukuti 24/7. Any ye kwa V8 nakaba akonya na dia atu V8 mu se ye hu hwe ne teso ene emre adane. Now, Minuka say Baumia Ekwane campaign to actually contest the January 31st, 2026 February election polls. He's done something personally, and I think he's done so well. At the end of why he has apologized to Ghanaians for the wickedness and the evil things that Ono Baumia, One the boss, Akufo-Addo, what they did to Ghanaians. When I saw this, I was like, fine. Adrian, it is beginning to work. You share this particular video about you better also.
Ye to obey ye research ewie. Ye nimse aban any ye party ye infomso. Ye infomso. Bebre ewo ye governance no mo. Niema wo ho a afi say ye be ye anye. Ye mebi to wo ho a ye ya anka ye hu from inti mejina ha ye nyina ha ye ka ho bi vice president, ministers, MPs, board chairman, appointees ye nyina ya ye from so pacho momfanche yen why momfanche ye nyina ye ya from so momfanche yen na yesua ye lessons Nyame adom ena mode franka ane shemensa mebe ye president embasabium ye belle ni ye lessons monfanche embasabium
Sinsema Ekoso currently. Now Sansem we Ekoso no. But before then, let me just say this. We are live though, and most of these sections and the videos here need to be posted in the later time. Before I bet to us, this particular breaking news, the Shasi and say Apostle Kwadwo Safo is dead, and it's true. Since Edi Kandi Tujan, Ghana Web have confirmed say Apostle Kwadwo Safo he is dead, and Sarah Adwoa Safo Nanensa Shasi or ma confirming this particular unfortunate news. Timuamu Bisano, that is the news I yes and Saka. If I'm in Okasikra, join news cra asan swayedem. I confirm say Apostle Kwadwo Safo is dead, and the lawyer of the family who happen to be Obaba of the family talking about Sarah Adwoa Safo or no, and an insa a share in 25 or more according to them normal party say Obuye Thursday and Obuye. So Mr. Mo no yes ebia shada na ye can simbia anyhow. It is something that true. He is dead. It is all share this particular thing na young papa Apostle Kwadwo Safo. Yeah, before I bet to ask personally, I'd like to read some comments because me who say mo share no heavy news but mo share no be breed your comment about at the end of the day be read we are near to us with the story until we share how we my joy online and my joy online see you can kind I'm off I confirm so my joy online on my website as a celebrated apostle and industrialist Safo Kantanka is dead. So it's true. Madam Sheria now will be say confirm say Safo Kantanka will yampa. He is dead. So please, this is the breaking news. Mami reading some few comments. Carla Gracious says, "Oh, so this is true." And I will feel Kweku Abeka say Ghana we've lost a great legend. I really think it's true. And I will feel Kweku Abeka Bim or say, Ghana politicians didn't cooperate with him and he died in vain. Many of the Ghanaian youths are unemployed. This great man can do something better to help the youth in Ghana. May his soul or may he rest in peace. It's true. Safo Kantanka nyema waya ambano intima mbwani yipa. But then let me be very honest. I think the New Patriotic Party really did well. Kufuor also really did well with Safo Kantanka. In fact, especially Kufuor put their partner with Safo Kantanka. Emma ene unama utimi hu Safo Kantanka ne cars ne 4x4 ne pickups oya die pa nti Kufuor do die wenkwa de yemfa mano. And I think too, I also think say Rollins era no Rollins so eya die Tamana Safo Kantanka or in innovations, ABR or exhibition of Ninyama Waya, Ubunusena, then times, I'm talking about the 90s, ex-president Jerry John Rawlings, now a cop, Konidu Ajiman Rawlings, no cop. The presidents have done their best, or more try it, or make him too much, but they tried. So Rawlings did his best with Safo Kantanka. Kufosu yen the best, okay, say. Sunday krani will should be a tashe anopa onyame ehira me ehira manga Safo Kantanka no aboni similar TV so ni nyina Kufuor mres Kufuor did very well. Kufuor do so by roll atama so by no so to aso John Dramani Mahama so to aso and aye papa Kufuor do so no so be to aso I say onu pu de nanu ya Safo Kantanka ordinary limousine in helicopter exhibition okohubi Watimasie. And so I think so all the other presidents have really done their best, but I was seeing a collective or ye car and I was see a top, I was see a buano near the other. But ultimately we will end on a banner ne legacy. So if Robert Lyle say his speech is different from democracy or refer to a Bronyan Sema or kind. If Sherry Baby also please confirm to me that Apostle is not dead or please, Sherry Baby, Apostle Kwadwo Safo Kantanka is dead. With Matilda Mensah, Matilda Mensah canning someone also reacted to in Sema, Abronye, in Sema, former Vice President Bawumia, the Baby to say, or Pagana Funyina actual for how or ne Akufuor the treated Ghanaians or apologize. No, Menoka say no, according to Matilda, na Matilda Patch say apology with in Sem Ewoho. With Caps say rest in peace, His Excellency Apostle Kwadwo Safo Kantanka. So more joining that is the breaking news Eba said Apostle Kwadwo Safo Kantanka is dead and not any other two screens. Regardless from in regards to this whole Bawumia issue Ekosono, Nipa ono so na no ababeto sansim we musisia no so Bawumia apologize on so ababe react KTM lost his seat. Na Odinsimbi ababeto just say Ghana any MP before ye vote ama Bawumia we will suffer. Adintia no kasa Bawumia te profo. Yentia no yenkuti somebody to je ababeto so.
ya can as a party the nay see I had say a ye sikafo and the here for now ye here for the party no abron your party no me ka ho ye de join Dr. Bawumia I here for the I don't know tam na ye pesika ye de ye MPP no and na sikafo no mo he asama me pesa me kana no aye me wo we na mpo twa de edi twa yeah, Pesica 1990s now, and son, yet a party now, yes, Sicado, and the other bay, a due point to be 2000 election 1999, no, near Nick Capre back. A member to see why you call baby, you ever call Pesica, I mean, yeah, MPP, a by a party, yeah, by winning machine, no, sad dependent, no, we had the day was kind no money, baby, no one more Capre him. Yadia yetu sakwa no monte se ye dwa yadum wagada ha sei ade ni pen bia ye din yes ye ni biko but mo ye wasikafo mo hia wo a mo misa won se ansa na MPP ebe win first election no emma na mo diskaba do mo he enne bibia ba ebi mo afa kwa bi so wo mo anya sika de chawo to mo di twayempoa let me ka hia for party no ho abronya party no me ka ho Dr. Bawumia woka ho papa dad wo twabrofu bi okoshe mosa was say unfortunately some of us do not have the kind of money that is being splashed around just like the rest of you me to mo apio me ye note bi komo bi apada kasa oni says can be mo says can be no one the only delegate no omu ye ni says can be mo sika no monfa party no a member moja and ye and as you akwafo and nezo na meda so nyina no ye nyina no enye sikasab wo ma sabi say ebi mo adibia ye enti mo ma yenso yenkwa dibi ye dibi na busumu dibi o ma no sikadie nkwa na aba sika o ma no mu sikadie nkwa na aba ne nanse ye kwa ye election no Mobakaya, obi bibia wopenti ya brega na ha bre campaign na Dr. Bawumia campaign ya the half near the ka apacha amagana for no obi orunko ni bibia wopenti na ye wie ya na ye begina say oye kramani if you want to be the president abodam say ya kan wagana ha ya kan sebwa ha adasi amodimatra afie aduodu nan na munim sabe kramani Papa we mo hwe aduama na ya you know na sanne program bi okoye no abrochire eni abrofo de betra ya muhu na mo hwe me se bete brofo na me tie papa brofo wote abrofo mu na economics de wo kind of say enna nila wanda le raje no ya fa papa we am ya president wo Ghana ha ya be bro top.
So that was a year lawyer Katie Hammond in Sema or the Tuja. All parties says Ghana for me mistake number two ama Dr. Bawumia to be the flag bearer. MPP for one to ama Dr. Bawumia to be the flag bearer. They will suffer pa. Well, I don't know if that is a campaign message or a case. But you moving on, Ghana for binum I started have in economics what we call bias remorse. In economics, you can bias remorse what to be and as what markets na ubia or tonwadie ibia wako in Papua. We say uko market uko Kantanka ne agbubulusia traders and one more tonwadie no more IB into who so shade na otimi se no akwai adena o hwe na ene fama memben no aben o boss so beto no to be fafa we nusu sa o boss hwehwe e atade ko de be hyew o de hye wan tokra nya hwe na odi pupon sa na de no oya na ultimately no shempaboa no ana e atade no de so efu na we yi ahwe bi na wahwe o hwe na wakacho so o boss hwe papa no hye ne mfatana na so fatano e fe nti no se ebe hwa sa na wato na woto na okodu fia na afidie o shempaboa ya indi 2 days mpaboa na asie hini ya se anu etiti atade so a atade no na se sebio iswa ana mfataw eno sa no de obinya no enuhu in economics efend bias remorse. So Ghana food be no start have a bias remorse, and in some more patch and say, you know, Akufo-Addo was the villain. So share movie killer ni blue man, killer no the onion and a villain. So Akufo-Addo was the villain, he was the bad one, or you nipa one beboa Ghana. But no Ghana for be air castle just 8 months down the line. Akufo-Addo bra back. This is because of Nsembia, especially on TikTok, Ghana for binum air posty. And some more patch and say, Akufo-Addo, oh, you good leader. In fact, you be now also be a mono na ache. Here question video here by that was.
I was saying, so do papa your that way number on target mama what? Uluma no, uluma way. Uluma ya oda soro way. Oda menchem hay. Obi ni na on target asema me bekan on target na mama. Enya asem bone. Nana Ado Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Nana ebomi mo asema pia. Men kan ho asem bone. But papa yi obegyina chew. Wanyini but obegyina che. Obegyina che pa. Ade ntina make answer. Say Nana Ado oye 80 plus. 80 plus. Na de nti ameka te papa mi tu chema no obenyina che ene se ene ye mabuno kura na ye YouTube pono a ye nyamfie 40 ye nyamfie 50 no kura no ye de asem hye mu dodo ye de asem hye mu o ka obi ho asem titiri o social media so o bo obi dini kan asem pade eche na otata Fise nipa na dwene bom saa oda fise he me na ko ya kase tia me no me na ko we bom din we me na ko we si me wuru me na ko na ade cha na otata oda kura wonda nti maburu no kura dwene kura kunye ba papa we Nana Ado de bom mu asema Nana nyankwada enya wonfum so a waye ho asem na mebeka uye nipa from what you said.
According to Papa we know patches said, in fact, there are many videos on social media. But according to this particular man, the course is here and so simple. Ghana for I start say enya enuhu. O master to know mo say Inyanki kipi ba omiani Akufo-Addo sa. Na ene ye bre. Now one of the major concerns are almost cite how recently no okasa pe ni abecho. Oh Mahama na pimpe mu pa. Hey mu national security mu kofa no. Oh first lady atade no share nye. Hey mu kwachi no. Ontimi nkasa ansem ni fa first lady. Ena ye de Rawlings era military regime mentality. E bonkrofo e prenkrofo. And according to Papa we know and host of others know, Ghana is heading towards a Rawlings era regime because sena medical kana no e kamia kwese to omo MP before no Mahama have always gravitated towards people omo use hardcore your friend is saying strategy and that's a hardcore rule. And ye be use katas ye be use gidi takashini di ruli Mahama Pesad and Ibrahim Traore mo level no and no ena His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and no pe inti se ne bibia ba Ghana for see. Now on that same vein also no ena Dennis Abuaje Miracles Abuaje who happens to be one of the spokesperson for the Baumia campaign or the Ababe Tuja say Ghana for munye hu hwe ebe kakra Mahama poster crowd to war no so na one nye poster ni ya eba becho. Yes, it is a very serious thing. Now or cited in reference to Abronye's recent arrest. Inkuti nsemu ye ba beto.
President is the last person that we would accept formulating such laws. You know what he's doing? He's afraid of his own shadows. When you call a clan, a tribe, Sakawa Mafia, is that hate speech? The president went on his social media handle and called the Achim people of this country Achim Sakawa Mafia.
No, you don't
I don't think.
No. Please. No. Let me tell you something, Mr. President. Mr. President, listen to me. Dennis Miracle Saboy. I have never sat on any radio station.
But
the truth is here. Please.
No, you know what you're saying? Not true.
It is true.
It's not true. A group of people were the target of the Sakawa mafia.
Not the whole.
And people know them. It's not about their
I'm sorry,
chest.
seniors. I am the last person you will do this to. The man wrote. Listen to me. He wrote, and the description was Achem Sakawa Mafia. Please, whether you are referring to, like I am here,
we know we are not disputing that.
We are not.
So what are you talking about? Correct?
No. But what was the description? What was the description? So what are you talking about?
I'm saying that the Achem Sakawa Mafia is not about the entire Achem people. You and I, all of us, always use this term Achem Mafia. We do it quietly. So let's not say we don't know what the Achem Mafia represents. It's a group of people, a particular group of people.
And there were photographs of those people, images of those people that were put up. Let's have you make it.
Can I please insist on the point I'm making?
Go ahead.
Without being gaslighted. Why are you making it quickly? Listen, the president knew the name of Nana Bediatu Asante.
Okay, so now you know names.
He knew the name of Nana Danko Akufo-Addo. He knew the name of Gabi Ochredako. If you want to describe any group of persons and you call their clan and their tribe names, I'm asking a simple question. Is Achem Sakawa Mafia a hate speech or not? You can say it's not.
It's not
Perfect. Okay, so if it is not, then I can list several things that so many people have written on social media that are not hate speech. Let me also quickly come and say something. I heard the president in his engagement say that, you know, if you sit on radio and say that I wish so and so person was in a helicopter, I wish so and so is in a helicopter,
the helicopter
then it is a problem.
Yeah.
If you sit on radio and TV, and as a former president, you say that Nana Danko Akufo-Addo is older than me, he is likely to die before I die. Is it the same?
It's not his
wish. I beg you.
It's not his wish.
Is the wish of? Is me wishing?
No. Stop interfering with him. Let him.
I am asking you.
You shouldn't answer the rhetoric questions.
You know, Dennis. He has his timer. He says it, so he will tell me that I have not.
Ya kana sa party de na yesi aye de say ye ni esikafo ade ye hiafo na ye hiafo the party no abronya party no me ka ho ye de ye join Dr. Bawumia hiafo de no tam na ye pesika ye de aye MPP no ene esikafo no omo wo he asama me pesa me kana no aye mi wo we na mpo atwa de edi twa. Yeah, Pesika 1990s now, and son now yet a party now, yeah, Sicado, at the end of the day, do point to the 2000 election 1999, no, near Nick Capreba. A member to see why you call baby, ever call Pesika, I mean, yeah, MPP, a buy party, yeah, buy winning machine, no, sad dependent, no, we had the day was kind no money, baby, no one more Capredim. Yadia yetu sakwa no monte say ye gwa yadum wagada ha say ada ni pen bia ye din yes ye ni bi ko but mo ye wasikafo mo hia wo a mo misa won say ansa na MPP ebe win first election no emma na mo discover do mo he enne bibia ba ebi mo afakwa bi so wo mo anya sika de chawo to mo di twayempoa let me can here for party no ho abronya party no me ka ho Dr. Bawumia woka ho papa dad wo twabrofu bi okoshe musa was say unfortunately some of us do not have the kind of money that is being splashed around just like the rest of you me to mo apio me ye note bi komo bi papa kasa oni says can be mo says can be no one the only delegate no omu ye ni says can be mo sika no monfa party no a member moja and ye and I say asokafo anezo na meda so nyina no ye nyina no anya sikasab wo mo asabri say ebi mo adibia ye enti mo ma yenso yenkodi bi ye dibi na busubu ni bi o ma no sikadie kwa na aba sika omanimu sikadie kwa na aba ne nanse ya kwa ya election no mo baka ya obi bibia wo penti ya brega na ha bre campaign na Dr. Baomi oya campaign ya the half ni ya the ka apacha amagana for no obi orun kwa ne bibia wo pentina ye wie ya ne ya begina say oya kramani enti want to be the president abodam say ya kan wagara ha ya kan sebwa ha adasi amodimatra ha mfie aduodu nan na munim sabe ya kramani papa we mo hwe ni o ma na ya you know na Sunday program bi okoye no abrochire eni abrofo de betara ya muhu na mo hwe me ya me se bete brofo na me tie papa brofo wote abrofo mu na economics de wo kind of say enna nila wanda le rajino ya fa papa we ya my president wo Ghana ha ya be bro top.
Okay, so that was in Sema Koso. This will probably be a year your last update on this particular platform. Let's say whatever it was so no, and I said the question you be see her say near car was I will share the breaking news Abekayen currently air patches say air patches say at the end of the day no a year Apostle Kwadwo Safo Menoka saying he is dead. So that is the breaking news at Airport to see. So if you are watching us, indeed no Menoka say no, that is the news at Airport. So and definitely you were in same be and a lot of reactions. Also we shall follow in same be about betuja more pages say. It was found in Simbia Babe to more part say in due time no they will actually announce the time and data a year Apostle Kwadwo Safo time you be seen any idea. So as you can see a idea I just say a year idea will be a reactive to it. So once again Yankopon on fan cry in see na at the end of the day no will be abeko, and also let's celebrate the legacy of this particular man. Now what you are watching on the screens no His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama or campaigning to be the president of the Republic of Ghana. One of the arguments are now NDC for MPP for making is Papa no akasa bebre, but then he's not selling his ideas. On can near more babaye, on can the vision, on can. So in the next previous campaign, what we saw was Mama saying, "Say me the poultry farms. I'll invest in our local poultry near the day," and what he termed as nkoko and kitchen. And so we do poultry out of the poultry. Ubenya efeni se kusia near the day. It goes on and on and on and on and on. And just few days ago, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama in Tono or inspect a particular farms. Na sa farms na. Okwa inspect a poultry farms, okay. Now that particular poultry farm okwa inspect it was in aid to a year if anything expedite the chicken sales in Ghana. Now we are learning this particular farms if Papao farms. Papao farms, as a Papao farms, no, a farms are the National Service Authority, and I just say Omonsa SRC. Now, in a minute, no, I want to share because Abraham Ama Kupi Mohono or inspecting who said there's been a lot of progress at Akoso. So, this is the time of call, yeah, or purchase a National Service Authority initiative almost starting and it is working. It will share at the Amodin Kokon Kitten SRC and then Kokoni. Omutukosua ye ton akokɔ nam all this revenue is creating jobs and employment. Now, in a minute, I will share some of the videos. You could see that this particular initiative, people are allowing it to be a very good initiative. And aside from the fact, say the 24-hour economy, is on rollout, which means the Ghana Passports Authority, together with other government agencies, must start running evening shifts. The other policies it is in full effect. So that is His Excellency John Dramani Mahama in the short. Yenko share this particular video involved of what really happened. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama or inspected this particular farms, and a bit more part say it is something very good. Yenko share this particular video because even in the rain, John Dramani Mahama said, no, I still need to actually launch this. This particular video. When we come back, we will give you more updates on all of these particular issues at Air Cost. And also, share some of these particular reactions in regards to Mama and Kokon getting a project or the Abano.
Project is set to have 100,000 bed capacity, and so far the center has up to 70,000 beds. That is a very impressive number, and I'm certain that soon they will work out to full capacity to be able to produce 100,000 beds to feed into the Ghanaian market. I promise to help you to develop this poultry farm into a center of excellence. It will be both a producing farm, it will also be a training farm, and it will be a research farm. And so we're going to build processing plants in different parts of the country. And the first processing plant is going through procurement. And once the procurement authority approves it, we'll start to construct it. Other parts of the country will also have processing plants. So when we buy the chicks off you, we'll take them to the processing plants. We'll process the chickens and package them nicely with Kokon Kitty brand on them. And then we'll supply them directly to the supermarkets and to the cold store owners who sell chicken. This will help us to cut our huge poultry import bill. We should be able to produce enough poultry to feed the whole of Ghana. Once the Kokon Kitty project takes off, we believe that in 3 years, we'll be producing almost 100% of the chicken that we eat in Ghana ourselves. We can stop bringing Kuko food from outside. We don't know how those chickens were raised. In many of the countries, they use genetically modified chickens. In many of the countries, they inject the chickens with hormones. We want fresh, Ghanaian grown chicken so that our people can live a healthy life. And so I want to congratulate the National Service Authority. I want to congratulate all you young National Service people and volunteers. You've really done a good job. I'm very impressed. And they said, your food, your partner, and the piano. You are climbing a good tree. So I'm going to push you with all my strength. And so Ruth, you and your team, I want to congratulate you. In October, I'm going to visit your maize farm. I know National Service has also planted a lot of maize in different parts of the country. In October, I'm coming to visit your maize farm. And it complements this farm because the maize can be processed into feed. We will help National Service to also set up a feed mill so that you produce your own feed to feed your chickens. You also have a vegetable farm.
So yeah, that was His Excellency John Dramani man. Me was a comment bebre eba amount bebre kase Pinaxtv do be court. Pinaxtv get ready to be sued. Blah blah blah. Mr. Munyabotre. Why? Apostle Kwadwo Safo. Ni news ni break here say we would no. Unfortunately, ampa we wu. Me no ka say teach for aban penny for ni ade omoko. Na according to what we are learning, the intia at the end of the day or main to me because uti sema mekami so wu on the 11th of September Thursday but oma announce it because papa no any sorry phone she say no more patches say at the end of the day no wu a montwen kakra ansana ma announce because bia na Nyankopon akokoma na se bibisa ane nti me no ka say no ebitima confirm on authority say Apostle Kwadwo Safo he is dead. Nti mesra mo commenter eba ma obia emfa ma obia bumfu menim se wu na aba no eye obia ya at the end of the day no ompese ebia obia opena asem obebu ana bibisa be mesra ye ntimi embetena ha enka ade for views ade Nyankopon ado mo hwe ye deda wati ase ye ne mo na ye edwuma ya for almost getting to 10 years ma hwe ya nti sika ben kwa na ye bepa ye ba betena ha akasa ansem no nti mesra mo adwobrel me no ka say sa akode aba be react to the death of Apostle Kwadwo Safo but before then ma men kan certain comments aba ne enkohwe nsema sa akode tutu dwa Wefi Ebenezer Nomenyon or may he so rest in peace. Wefi Michael Arthur. About 80% Ghanaians know this man is a joker full concert. It's a joker full concert. So more we know Papai Apostle Kwadwo Safo ene acrobeto ni ejako ni ade ani na Mama Brown papai ene wo se Barnabas because way back in the late 90s and the early 2000s or the bibi by any key soap concert party and ti wokai Bob Santo Judas no more de efense tapolini eyi pam no mu concert party papai ene de buy so afi na Michael Atwimadwin siso yaw Jan or say it is so sad for such news. I wish he so rest in peace. So if he Jan Ghana and if he can suffer so Apostle Kwadwo Safo is not can suffer pacho wewu Mr. Why? And if he Jan or say it is true. So people are now fighting it can suffer say yampa can suffer so them be call court because the crest Apostle Kwadwo Safo wewu. I'll be very happy say he's not there so I can take me to court. Not because I think so you not win, but I don't want him dead as well. Sakode Ababe reacted to the death of Apostle Kwadwo Safo. So now who on the screen? Sakode posted say, "Rest well, Papa. A true star of Africa has fallen." Apostle Kwadwo Safo Kantanka. So that is the reaction at Eba. And also TV3 Ghana Apostle is a founder of Kantanka Automobile and the Adwoa Safo mission. Apostle Dr. Kwadwo Safo has passed away. The Safo family and the Adwoa Safo Church confirmed that Apostle Kwadwo Safo died peacefully on Thursday, September 11, 2025. On a photo story and as a picture story. eto and I say news otunfo say to a year asanteman so ma ba react when share joy news SD to just say Kantanka automobile and Kwadwo Safo mission founder Apostle Kwadwo Safo Kantanka passes on and I'll share a year picture and photo story normally to say Kantanka automobile and Kwadwo Safo mission founder Apostle Safo Kantanka passes on, and also this particular reaction aban if he TV3 or TV3 also confirm say breaking news Apostle Dr. Kwadwo Safo Kantanka has passed away. The Safo family and the Kwadwo Safo church have confirmed the news, and I also know me know ka say Asante Nation otunfo say to the press bit markers and the press the press briefing and I said the press more ebony dero Asante man who do and as me share dero omo post say a towering forerunner of science and invention has fallen. A towering frontrunner for science and invention has fallen. Apostle Dr. Kwadwo Safo, founder of Kantanka Automobile Company, pastor, inventor, and visionary entrepreneur, has passed away. Ghana has lost a rare gem whose genius and creativity inspired generations. Rest well, Apostle Kwadwo Safo Kantanka. And Mr. At least in some way I think it is fair enough for you to know that it is true. Once again, for your better for your time this particular Sunday morning. I know that this is a very sad news. One more share. Oh, King Safo are retracting. King Safo some family quote bill and yeshe. So that is the breaking news. Abba Ameno Kasi Apostle Kwadwo Safo Kantanka. He is dead. King Safo people will say, okay, now I believe he is dead. King Safo that was said what GD. And yes, and yet we are not happy that he's dead, but then that is the news. It's for you be see enumerate 6 p.m. catch me live again on Pinaxtv because you were breaking news. Mahama on one down for Babe challenging for 2028 elections. Or very popular. So evening enumerate 6 p.m. Mesanso Besanso Aba live. Yankupon Isha Ubia and may Apostle Kwadwo Safo Kantanka may he rest in peace. Our last video share of Safo Kantanka, yes, Brana. It is the last video you know. So time we are learning say na it is Ofi any pennyfubi ekosrano. We are trying to get a video because the video was just around. So yeah, quite share this particular video involved. Safo Kantanka. We are learning that this video happened to be one of the last videos. It is he actually had. We are trying as much as possible to get it. We played it beginning of this particular video, but it's answer. Afina Mumududo na ababe joining here no. I think so we would like to also play this particular video now at the end of the day no. The aftermath and that's the last video of a year Apostle Kwadwo Safo Kantanka no mbetime hu se nyidi kanka ye no bi a wabeboa ewo niema bebre so and he is helped in a lot of funds in a lot of angles near there. But unfortunately Sabra Mino Kasedi Ibitima confirming say he is dead, and this came from his own family members or more confirming say Papa or Daya one sorry as to the main cause of his death. And I say the this answer we na buy any dear mean to me the entry. But that is exactly what is really going on now. A bit man confirm say as it is now, no, he is dead. Unfortunately, let me say video no, but then share a video you can post here or social media or Pinaxtv breaking news you can post here. The last ever video of Apostle Kwadwo Safo Kantanka, and that was the video apparently no. A video of him the last time na just as you can see no very very sad. It's for you see I see once again yankopon onfa Apostle Kwadwo Safo Kantanka. I want to get this particular video for you guys to see, but the video no ayira I think say yansaka video no be play yansaka video no finally. So we will play this particular video, and this is the last video of Apostle Kwadwo Safo Kantanka. The last time he no yansaka video nti ebibu video no ama ahwe for any adofo ahwe sene di kan Apostle Kwadwo Safo. This will be his last purported video of time you who say otiase. But unfortunately, the bit ma confirm CC say on kind. In the video, you see Adwoa Safo any penifobia more visited. This is the last video I know of this particular year. And sana ofi atiase for assassin so.
I know some